is on fire.
You would think that Illinois would have such a problem with crime, such a bad governor. He should be calling.
This is not about fighting crime. This is about Donald Trump searching for any justification to deploy the military in a blue city, in a blue state, to try and intimidate his political rival.
Vital services cut off for lack of money. The impact is severe. A lack of manpower increases the risk of danger.
You just wonder sometimes how bad it actually is going to get, and that's a problem. The future's bleak here now, but if it just keeps getting further and further out of hand, I don't know. I just don't know what's going to happen.
This former union worker fights day and night to get the public finances back on their feet. When she was elected 2 years ago, the city budget had a $50 million deficit, which is enormous for such a small town.
Sometimes I wake up in the morning and think I have to be crazy to do this job, but it's more than just working in the community. It's also enacting laws that are going to make things better in the city. It's also reaching out to developers, to business owners, to see if they're willing to come into the city, because I really do believe if we get the economic engine going in this city, we can then afford to have more police out there to suppress some of the crime, and people be more willing to come back.
Is Trenton, as other American cities, close to bankruptcy?
You could say that. You could, well, I mean, if we hadn't laid off our police and some of our fire and some of the employees, we would never have been able to balance the budget. But understanding that most urban cities always will have a debt. They will always have a struggle to balance their budget no matter how much funding they get, because there's so much need in the city for programs because we have so many poor people.
A short while ago in the Oval Office, President Trump signed 2 crucial executive actions to deal with the emergency crime conditions we currently face in the District of Columbia. The first of these was an executive order, as President Trump said before, invoking his powers under Section 40 of the Home Rule Act to take federal control of the D.C. Metropolitan Police Department. Along with that executive order, President Trump signed the statutorily required notification letters to Mayor Bowser and to the relevant House and Senate committee leaders. The second major executive action that President Trump signed was a presidential memorandum directing the Secretary of Defense to utilize the National Guard to address the conditions we see on our streets here in D.C. It also authorized the Secretary of Defense to work with state governors to utilize their National Guard units if necessary as well. These are bold, decisive steps intended to combat the out-of-control crime conditions we've seen on D.C.'s streets for far too long, and I, for one, am deeply proud to be part of the administration.